A boy everyone called trash stood alone against 4 national champions and let them all hit him at once. Every punch, every sword, every skill. He didn't move, didn't dodge, didn't even flinch. Then he looked at them and said, "Had enough fun? Now it's my turn." The day starts like any other school morning, except today, every student in the building is about to find out what they're worth. In this world, when you turn a certain age, you awaken a job class. Your class determines everything. Your future, your rank, your entire life. The classes go from the lowest rank, rank F, all the way up to the legendary rank SSS. And everyone in school knows, the higher your rank, the higher your place in the world. Today is Awakening Day, and I Ching-yun is standing in line, waiting for his turn. Now here's the thing about I Ching-yun. He's not popular. He's not from a powerful family. But he's got a girlfriend, a girl named Ingwan, and she's second in her grade. Smart, strong, and turning heads everywhere she goes. And right now, everyone's watching her get her result first. Rank S, Mage class. The crowd goes wild. She's basically guaranteed a top university slot. People are already talking about her future. Then Xiaoan steps up. He's the confident one, the guy who walks into every room like he already owns it. His result comes back, rank S as well. The crowd erupts again. 2 rank S students in 1 year? Unbelievable. Then it's I Ching-yun's turn. The result hits the board. Rank F, Mage class. And the room goes dead silent, before exploding into laughter. Rank F isn't just bad. It's legendary in the worst possible way. It is the absolute floor, the rock bottom of every possible outcome. People in the crowd are already making jokes. Rank F trash. He'll be at the bottom forever. What a waste. And then, while I Ching-yun is still standing there, Xiaoan turns to him, with Ingwan right beside him, and says the words that should have broken our guy completely. "Ing-yun, you and I are no longer in the same world. Let's break up." Except, he's not even I Ching-yun's boyfriend. He's talking to Ingwan on her behalf. And Ingwan, she doesn't say a word to defend him. She just stands there. Xiaoan finishes it off. "You're just trash now. Get lost. The farther the better." The crowd doesn't say anything. Nobody steps in. I Ching-yun just turns and walks away, quietly, without a word, without a scene. But here's where the story actually starts. Because when I Ching-yun is alone, the system speaks. And what it says changes everything. The system calls itself Win Fation, and it announces one single ability. Every second, passively, automatically. I Ching-yun gains 100 skill points. Not from fighting, not from training, not from clearing dungeons, just from existing. Every single second. He does the math immediately. 100 points a second, 6,000 a minute, 360,000 an hour. In the time it takes other professionals to clear an entire dungeon, he earns that much just by breathing. He looks at his skill points. It's already been over a minute. He has 8,000 skill points sitting there, doing nothing. He grins. System, allocate points. His power jumps instantly. He levels up. 81 times the power of his original state hits him in a single second. He tests it immediately, because he's not the type to wait around wondering. He finds an elite black bear nearby and throws a fireball at it. 1 point of damage. Right. He's still level 1. The system gave him the tools, but he's a baby holding a nuclear warhead. He can't aim it yet. The fireball energy is too massive, too wild. His second shot goes sideways. A third shot misses completely. The bear looks at him with what might be judgment. But I Ching-yun doesn't panic. He just keeps allocating, keeps leveling. Fireball hits stage 2. The energy is still enormous, but now it has direction. He fires again. The dungeon explodes. Not the bear. Not just the area near the bear. The entire novice dungeon, the one Xiaoan and Ingwan entered with their class for the mock exam, detonates from the inside. Everyone gets forcibly teleported out. The dungeon infrastructure collapses. Students are scattered across the ground, confused and stunned. And the school officials arrive in seconds, furious. I Ching-yun, do you know how much effort it took to build this dungeon? Our guy looks around at the rubble, then back at the officials. My apologies. I didn't expect the novice dungeon to be so fragile. The crowd loses it. But not in laughter this time, in pure disbelief. The school declares it immediately. I Ching-yun is expelled. He will spend the rest of his life paying off the damages. I Ching-yun doesn't argue. He just nods. I'll have plenty of money later. And then he walks away. Again, calm as the eye of a storm. Meanwhile, Shioen is already planning tomorrow's mock exam. He's going to use it to publicly prove Yi Qingyun's humiliation was justified. He's going to stomp down on that rank F label and make it stick forever. He has no idea what's coming. Back with Yi Qingyun, the system pings. Level 10 reached. It's time for his first job change. He finds a job change crystal. Touches it. The crystal doesn't just read his class. It shatters on contact. And from where Yi Qingyun is standing, a pressure rolls out across the entire area. Something ancient. Something massive. Something that makes every person nearby stop breathing for just a second. The result appears. Rank SSS. The highest class in existence. A class so rare there are only a handful of records of it appearing in all of Dasha's history. A class so powerful that receiving it practically guarantees a seat at the top of the world. The crowd doesn't cheer. They just stare. Open-mouthed. Silent. Someone in the back whispers, "Is that real?" And then, from somewhere behind the stunned crowd, a figure steps forward. A senior military man. Broad-shouldered. Eyes that look like they've seen actual war. He watched the job change happen, and he doesn't look surprised. He looks interested. This is Zhu Xiao, Great General, Border Guardian of Dasha's Bayou region. 8th tier Heavenly Master. The kind of person who doesn't show up unless something genuinely matters. He notes one specific thing about Yi Qingyun. When Zhu Xiao's presence washed over the crowd, an unconscious pressure that normally makes people step back. Yi Qingyun didn't flinch. Didn't even blink. Zhu Xiao makes a mental note. Then the system speaks again. Congratulations. Yi Qingyun has obtained a rank SS skill. Wangling Tanzai. An undead summoning technique capable of raising an army. And somewhere nearby, the school officials who just expelled Yi Qingyun are staring at the rank SSS announcement board and experiencing what can only be described as career-ending regret. The principal's face, priceless. But Yi Qingyun doesn't rub it in. He doesn't go back to the school. He doesn't find Shioen and wave the result in his face. He just accepts his new skill, pockets the information, and prepares for what comes next. Because Zhu Xiao approaches him with a job offer. The border is in trouble. A Shenhuan dungeon, a dimensional gate connecting to an alien, hostile world called the Shenhuan realm, still exists. If it isn't cleared, the Shenhuan world will use it as a literal invasion gateway into Bayou. The catch: only level 10 professionals can enter. And Yi Qingyun just hit level 10. The reward: epic armor guaranteed. A Tian Kong key, which unlocks access to the legendary Tian Kong Tower training ground. If they succeed. Shioen is standing nearby, and hears the whole thing. He immediately tries to volunteer himself instead. "I'm rank S. I'm more qualified than that trash." Zhu Xiao doesn't even look at him. Too weak. And just like that, Shioen is dismissed. By the most powerful person in the room. Without a second glance. Yi Qingyun watches this happen and accepts the mission with exactly zero drama. Shioen, left standing there like he's invisible, clenches his fist. Tomorrow's mock exam, he thinks. He'll fix this at tomorrow's mock exam. Yi Qingyun, meanwhile, is already moving. The mission comes first. The revenge can wait. And honestly, does it even count as revenge if the other guy doesn't know it's coming? Because in less than 24 hours, Yi Qingyun went from rank F trash, publicly dumped, expelled, mocked by an entire school, to receiving a rank SSS job change, a legendary skill, and a personal mission request from Dasha's greatest general. And he's still earning 100 skill points every single second. Every single second. The clock is ticking, and it's ticking in his favor. The Shenhuan dungeon is not what anyone expected. Before they even step inside, the system flashes a warning. The dungeon has mutated. Difficulty has spiked dramatically. What was already a dangerous, rank-appropriate challenge is now estimated at rank SS difficulty. And the portal that would normally serve as the exit? Gone. Bloodwolf, one of the two geniuses Zhu Xiao assembled for this mission, finds out about Yi Qingyun's rank F background the moment he arrives at the meeting point. His response is immediate and aggressive. "Get out of here right now. I hate backdoor trash." Yi Qingyun stares at him. Flat. Unbothered. Say that again. And something happens in the air between them. An energy. A pressure. Something that Bloodwolf, a high-rank professional who has fought in actual combat, has never felt from someone his age. Or any age, really. He blinks. backs down completely. The weather seems nice today, he says, suddenly very interested in the sky. Samushua, the female genius from the Su family, refined and composed, steps in and apologizes on Blood Wolf's behalf. I Ching-yun waves it off. No big deal. Let's just go. They enter. And the moment they're inside, the dungeon makes clear it has no interest in being fair. 10 times the normal monster count floods in from every direction. Walls of enemies. Wave after wave. Blood Wolf, who is genuinely strong, starts losing ground almost immediately. Samushua is fighting hard, but the numbers are impossible. She glances at I Ching-yun and tells him to run, find a way out. Don't sacrifice himself for them. I Ching-yun doesn't run. It's not time for that yet, he says. And then he activates Wangling Tanzai. He dumps his accumulated skill points into it without hesitation, levels it straight to 300. The air around him shifts. Portals tear open across the dungeon floor. Darkness spills out of each one. And from that darkness, undead. Hundreds of them. Each one equivalent to a top-tier rank SS professional. Soldiers who feel no pain, no fear, no exhaustion. He gives one command. Kill them all. The entire dungeon turns. What was a desperate last stand becomes an extermination. The monsters, the overwhelming, unstoppable wave that had Blood Wolf nearly finished, get dismantled methodically from every angle. It isn't even a fight anymore. It's a cleanup operation. Blood Wolf stands there, breathing hard, looking at the army I Ching-yun just summoned out of thin air. He looks at Samushua. She looks back at him. Neither of them says anything for a moment. And then, because the dungeon apparently hasn't thrown enough at them, the boss appears. Rank SS, a Shenwan boss, built specifically to wipe out anyone who made it this far. Flanked by elite rank S monsters, each one individually stronger than Blood Wolf at full power. Blood Wolf turns to I Ching-yun. Your skeletons might not hold up against this. I Ching-yun doesn't respond with words. He awakens the undead monarch. The energy that erupts from the summoning is immediate and massive, rank SS in classification, but with something underneath it that makes the air feel heavier. The undead monarch appears. Ancient, immense, and completely under I Ching-yun's control. The command is simple. The result is faster. Boss gone. Elites gone. Dungeon cleared. Deep inside the Shenwan world, an observer watches through the dimensional connection. A cold voice registers the outcome. The humans produced another prodigy. Add him to the assassination list. The team exits. I Ching-yun has reached level 18 just from that single dungeon run. Zhu Xiao rewards him as promised. Epic armor, the Tian Kong key, and a Jiang Qing Chung token, City Lord level authority, that officially reinstates I Ching-yun's eligibility for the mock exam and the national Gao despite the expulsion. I Ching-yun takes all of it with the same calm energy he brings to everything. Then he mentions, almost as a side note, that he's close to level 20. Another job change is coming. The second job change, meanwhile, nearly gets derailed before it starts. At the job change hall, a young noble, young Master Lu, cuts in line with his guards and orders I Ching-yun to move. His uncle, a city official, backs him up with authority. Guards are summoned. It looks like it's about to become a whole situation. I Ching-yun produces the Changel token. Seeing the token, the official immediately says, is like seeing the city lord himself. The uncle goes pale. He turns on Lu. You have no sense of judgment. Utterly disgraceful. Lu shrinks about 3 sizes in 2 seconds. I Ching-yun steps to the front and places his hand on the job change crystal. It shatters. Again. Rank SSS. Second consecutive SSS rank job change. The crowd at the job change hall, strangers who have nothing to do with any of this, are standing there with their mouths open. This time the result unlocks the Bingfong crown. Ice element. And the system doesn't just give him ice skills, it boosts his ice affinity by 400 times. That's 40,000% skill power. For ice, he now has fire, undead, and ice, all at terrifying levels. And he has 410,000 skill points in reserve. Meanwhile, Xiaoan is at home training. His father gives him a level 200 Yangba skill scroll, one of the rarest external cheat items available. In case, his father says. Xiaoan accepts it with a smile. His skills are all at level 30. He's reached level 15, a new school record, historically. He looks at himself in the mirror and sees the future champion. He has no idea that the person he's planning to humiliate just earned 400x ice affinity in a job change hall. The mock exam arrives. Yi Qingyun shows up at the school entrance and is immediately blocked. You're expelled. You can't be here. The principal threatens to revoke his eligibility. Yi Qingyun, you're not qualified to revoke it, old geezer. The vice city lord shows up, tries to accuse Yi Qingyun of stealing the city lord's token, demands he kneel, and then the actual city lord shows up. He personally confirms, in front of the entire gathered crowd, Yi Qingyun's token. I personally gave it to him. Do you have a problem with that? Nobody has a problem. Then the city lord drops one more piece of news before leaving. Due to Jonking's consistently last place ranking, there is only one spot available for the special training camp this year. 1. Not 3. 1. The entire exam crowd goes electric with tension. Every student who came in with confidence just had the pressure multiplied. The first match is drawn. Yi Qingyun versus Xiaoan. The crowd is already laughing. Do we even need to fight? He can't take one hit. Just let brother Xiaoan trample him. Xiaoan stands across from Yi Qingyun with the kind of smile that means he's already rehearsed his victory speech. I'll smash every single one of your bones, he says. Yi Qingyun. So much nonsense. Begin. And what follows is not the massacre the crowd expected, just not the one they predicted. Xiaoan attacks. Over and over. Full power. Level 30 fire skills against Yi Qingyun's frame. Yi Qingyun stands there and takes every hit, then tilts his head slightly. Are you just trying to tickle me? The crowd goes absolutely silent. Xiaoan snaps. He reaches for the level 200 skill scroll. The crowd sees it. Some people note it's technically within the rules. A level 200 scroll. Something a rank SS professional might struggle to block. He fires it directly at Yi Qingyun. Yi Qingyun doesn't dodge. He blocks it. Completely. With one arm. And then Frost Dragon activates. The temperature in the arena drops 20 degrees in 1 second. Xiaoan is encased in ice, frozen solid, expression of shock preserved perfectly on his face. The referee calls the match. Yi Qingyun wins. The city lord, watching from the stands, asks quietly, a genius of this caliber, and I almost let them expel him. Yeah, close call. But the exam isn't over. Yi Qingyun makes an announcement. He will fight all remaining 10 competitors at once. Not one by one. All 10. Simultaneously. The crowd thinks he's lost his mind. 10 competitors. One arena. No rules against teaming up. They rush him together. Because what else are you going to do when someone tells you to attack all at once? You attack all at once. Yi Qingyun summons 2 Undead immediately. The fight expands. 100 enemies across the battlefield. The dungeon environment multiplying the opposition. And still, with all of that coming at him, Yi Qingyun has the upper hand from the first exchange. He doesn't just fight defensively. He pushes. He counters. He dismantles the formation methodically while simultaneously keeping track of every threat in the arena. The undead handle the perimeter. He handles everything that gets through. Then he activates his rank SS Undead, a higher tier summoning on top of the existing army. The arena becomes a demonstration rather than a fight. After a few minutes, he turns to the referee. Can you announce my victory now? The referee, who has been watching with increasing disbelief, snaps back to attention. Right. Yi Qingyun wins. And then, because this story never lets a quiet moment stay quiet, Ingwan walks up to Yi Qingyun after the match. I was wrong, she says. Can we get back together? Yi Qingyun doesn't hesitate for even a fraction of a second. Get lost. The crowd immediately turns on her, calls her shameless. She had her chance. She chose the rank S label over the actual person standing in front of her. And now that the label has flipped, she expects to walk back in? No. The door is closed. The principal announces Yi Qingyun gets the sole special training camp spot. The Shurao family patriarch, Xiaoan's father, watches all of this from wherever he is and makes a single decision. He picks up a line to a cousin, the #1 ranked genius in Bayou, rank SS Yanlong Mage, and tells him to fix this. The cousin agrees. He'll make Yi Qingyun kneel and apologize to Xiaoan publicly. Bayou's strongest will put the newcomer in his place. He has absolutely no idea who he's talking about. The road to the special training camp takes Yi Qingyun through the Halong mountain range. And somewhere along that road, He runs into someone from his past, Ginger, an old high school friend who transferred away a long time ago. She recognizes him. He recognizes her. And before either of them can properly catch up, bandits, a group of second-class awakeners, surrounds them. Confident, loud. They tell Yi Qingyun to hand over everything valuable. They tell him if he doesn't, he dies. And they make it very clear what they intend to do with Ginger. Ginger tells Yi Qingyun to run first. She'll be okay. Just go. Yi Qingyun stays put. The bandits laugh. A rank F mage is going to fight them? A rank F loser? They start counting down. Yi Qingyun releases his aura. The rank SSS pressure hits every bandit simultaneously. It's not a visible thing, it's a weight. An invisible force that drops onto their shoulders all at once. And every single one of them crumples. Begging. Apologizing. Master, spare us. Yi Qingyun. Once a bandit, always a bandit. He deals with them. He and Ginger move on. Ginger immediately declares she wants to travel with him. Yi Qingyun, heading to Halong Dungeon to level up anyway, tells her to come along. The dungeon is next. And the Halong Dungeon is not a casual outing. The old man at the entrance sees Yi Qingyun, rank F on the assessment board, and immediately starts advising him. Don't aim too high. Stick to easy mode. Young people these days. Classic old man speech. Yi Qingyun thanks him for the concern and selects nightmare difficulty. The old man short-circuits. A rank F mage, nightmare difficulty. This is a first for me. Inside the dungeon, Yi Qingyun doesn't just fight. He harvests. Monsters in the Halong Dungeon grant skill points, and he clears through them with the efficiency of someone who has been farming for years. He accumulates nearly 5 million skill points inside the dungeon alone. He allocates them all and hits a wall, the level 999 skill bottleneck, the ceiling that exists below the 7th tier saint threshold. Every point he throws at it hits something solid and bounces back. He pushes harder. More points. More pressure. The system warns him. This is the bottleneck, not a bug. He keeps pushing, and then it breaks. A qualitative change. Something shifts in his entire power foundation. His skills don't just level up, they transform. The energy around him becomes something different in character. Heavier. More real. The dungeon, which was already cleared up to the nightmare difficulty monsters, reacts visibly to the breakthrough. Yi Qingyun exits. Almost immediately after entering, the old man at the entrance is still standing there. He watches Yi Qingyun walk out after what felt like 5 minutes inside a nightmare difficulty dungeon and says absolutely nothing. His mouth opens, closes, opens again. Yi Qingyun waves. Moving on. The special training camp is a gathering point for the best young talent in all of Bayou. Real geniuses. Tested geniuses. People who have earned their ranks through legitimate hard work and combat. And the moment Yi Qingyun arrives, a younger student, clearly someone's little brother, demands a protection fee, then calls him rank F trash, then gets frozen. Qindali, the rank SSS genius from the Bayuchin family, nearly at his 4th job change, appears to rescue his brother. And the aura clash that follows makes the ground shake. 2 rank SSS cultivators, their pressure rolling against each other, turn the air between them into a visible contest of wills. Everyone nearby takes an involuntary step back. Zhu Xiao ends it with one gesture. Suppresses both of them effortlessly. Whatever grudges you have, settle them during the assessment. Qindali glares at Yi Qingyun as he walks away. When the assessment starts, be ready. Yi Qingyun, always ready. Inside, Shurao Inyan has already made his preparation. He has a stolen wristband that records and absorbs other competitors' points. He also has a hidden job change stone embedded in it, allowing him to trigger a 3rd job change mid-dungeon and gain a massive power spike right when it matters most. The assessment begins. The dungeon opens, and every competitor goes in with their own strategy. Yi Qingyun's strategy: reach level 30, change class, then dominate. Shurao Yinyan's strategy: steal everyone's points, change class at the perfect moment, finish first. Qindali's strategy: find Yi Qingyun and end this personally. Of the 3 strategies, only one of them actually works. And here is where I have to warn you. The next fight, Yi Qingyun versus Qindali, is one of the cleanest power demonstrations in this entire story. Because Qindali is not a joke. He's not another Xiaoan. He's the real deal. And watching I Ching Yun handle him tells you everything you need to know about where our guy actually sits on the power scale. The hunt begins. The dungeon closes around them. And somewhere in that darkness, the first real clash of equals is about to prove that one of them was never really an equal at all. Shindali doesn't waste time with theatrics inside the dungeon. He finds I Ching Yun and gets straight to the point. "Kneel and call me Grandpa. I might go easy on you." I Ching Yun: "If you want to fight, just fight. Enough talk." Shindali opens with Furious Blade. His signature skill, full power, no warm-up. The speed is extraordinary. Even people watching through the broadcast who know what's coming hold their breath. I Ching Yun activates the lightning element movement technique and vanishes from the blade's path completely. Not barely. Completely. The gap in speed is visible and undeniable. Shindali adapts fast, switches to a fence technique designed to force opponents into direct contact. If I Ching Yun can't dodge, he has to tank. And at this level, tanking Shindali's attacks isn't something most people can do. I Ching Yun tanks it, then reveals his lightning dragon attack. The energy level reads above 500. 500. Shindali, who has the Thunder Law himself through inheritance, looks at what I Ching Yun is holding and makes a decision. "I'll shred this Thunder Dragon." He pours everything into his counter. Break. The Thunder Dragon doesn't break. It overwhelms his counter, absorbs his attack like it was an inconvenience, and keeps coming. Shindali is eliminated. He hits the ground and lies there for a moment. Observers watching. In this batch, only Shirao Yin could have fully defeated him. Now there's I Ching Yun too. Shindali is done, for now. Shirao Yin has been using his wristband to rack up points. 4,400 and climbing. He's sitting comfortably in first place, waiting for the right moment to use his hidden job change stone and put the competition away permanently. Then he looks at the leaderboard. I Ching Yun's points just blew past him. Shirao Yin goes hunting. He finds I Ching Yun and opens without preamble. "You trash. Just accept being eliminated." I Ching Yun: "I haven't even come to find you yet, and you're delivering points right to my door." Shirao Yin attacks with a 600 level skill. It hits I Ching Yun and reflects. Back at Shirao Yin: "Impossible. How was it reflected?" I Ching Yun: "Is that all? Too weak." Shirao Yin goes to his absolute maximum, declares himself the #1 genius in Bayou, and lets everything loose. His strongest attack, everything he has, channeled into one strike. I Ching Yun responds with a skill at level 999. The cap, the absolute ceiling below the 7th tier saint threshold. Zhu Xiao, watching the live feed from outside, he reached the limit in just one day. Shirao Yin is eliminated. His confidence, his identity as Bayou's strongest, collapses alongside him. I Ching Yun stands in first place by a margin that isn't even close. But the dungeon has one more surprise. A hidden Shenhuan agent, embedded in Dasha, waiting specifically for a moment like this, reveals himself. He performs a blood ritual, a summoning, and a clone of a Shenhuan god tears through the dimensional barrier and manifests inside the dungeon. The clone is powerful enough that the observers outside panic immediately. Zhu Xiao herself cannot intervene. The dungeon barrier makes it impossible. The only way to break through would require an emperor, and there are none present. I Ching Yun is alone inside with this thing. The clone identifies him, offers surrender. "Surrender to me or die." I Ching Yun: "Two choices for you. Die lying down or standing up." The clone attacks. Level 99 maximum skills. The ceiling of what that physical vessel can channel. The attacks are devastating. By any normal measure, I Ching Yun should not survive this. He activates body elementalization. His physical form shifts, becomes elemental in nature, immune to physical damage. The clone's attacks pass through him without contact. The clone stares. This was supposed to be its trump card. I Ching Yun then allocates points mid-fight, pushes through to skill level 3000. Deploys a domain, a construct that only 8th reincarnation heavenly kings can normally generate. The air inside the dungeon changes completely. Then the sword appears. Ian Wangakong, the legacy of Taichu Jinzu, swings through the clone like it isn't there. The clone is destroyed. Outside, the entire broadcast signal cuts out. The power output from the domain exceeded the technical limits of the recording equipment. Zhu Xiao turns to the observers beside her. "He kept it from me well. I was actually worried. The Shenhuan world registers the outcome immediately. Yi Qingyun's assassination priority goes to top 3. Urgent. Yi Qingyun exits the dungeon. Reaches level 20 on the way out. Third job change crystal is right there waiting. Third rank SSS result. What element skills unlock? The system now shows him with fire, ice, undead, lightning movement, and wood, all at overwhelming levels. His third job gives him wood law capabilities and the wood realm descent sustained skill. Zhu Xiao awards him first place, 50 bonus Gao points, and confirms the Tiankong key is his to use. The road leads to Tongkong Tower. But the road to Tongkong Tower is not without obstacles. 2 rank 5 experts from the Xia family ambush him in Samushua in Baiyun Valley. Their reasoning, straightforward enough. They're rank 5. He's technically rank 4. Easy. He one-shots both of them. Combined. A mysterious aura locks onto him from a distance. Some long-range tracking technique from an unseen source. He fires a thunderclap into it and severs the connection. He and Samushua keep walking. At the entrance to Tongkong Tower, geniuses from other regions have gathered. Multiple nations. And multiple grievances. A Shu genius is already in the middle of picking a fight with a local Baiyu student when Yi Qingyun arrives. One punch. The Shu genius goes down. The Shu genius's brothers appear. One of them happens to be the third brother of the person Yi Qingyun apparently encountered previously. They recognize him. They're not pleased. But they're also not stupid. The Emperor's legacy inside Tongkong Tower matters more than a fight in the doorway. 5 Tongkong keys are combined. The tower opens. Inside, every floor holds 10,000 monsters. Every monster defeated grants 1 skill point. There are 100 floors. Yi Qingyun immediately understands what this place actually is. It's a skill point farm. An enormous, structured, 100-floor skill point farm. He activates Wood Realm Descent. Level 1,300. Complete stamina and energy restoration built into his fighting pattern. Every other competitor will eventually hit their physical limit and plateau. Yi Qingyun doesn't have a physical limit here. He clears floors without slowing down. He passes the 50-floor mark while others are celebrating reaching 40. He ties the all-time record of floor 95. He keeps going. He reaches floor 99, and an old man is waiting for him there. You are the first to reach this place. The last guardian of the Emperor's legacy is about to face the one person in the world who might actually be worthy of it. The old man on floor 99 doesn't look like the most powerful emperor in the history of the world. He looks like someone's grandfather. But the moment he speaks, you understand. There's a weight behind every word. A presence. Something that has existed for centuries, waiting patiently for someone to make it this far. I am Junhua, Taichu Jinzu. If you wish to inherit my legacy, you must defeat me. Yi Qingyun. Then let's begin. Taichu Jinzu opens with Element Law, an attack formed not from skill points or physical power, but from genuine mastery of the laws of the world itself. It hits Yi Qingyun's defense and pushes back. His Wood Dragon, his current best, isn't cutting through. Yi Qingyun allocates points in real time. He reinforces his Wood Element Law. Taichu Jinzu sees it happen and recalibrates. You've also mastered the Lightning Element Law. Mastering 2 laws simultaneously, quite rare. The old emperor doesn't hold back after that. He fights at full power, for 300 more rounds. And when it finally ends, Taichu Jinzu is defeated. He looks at Yi Qingyun with something that might be the first genuine satisfaction he's felt in centuries. The legacy is past. A sword, Ian Wangu Kong. A skill that auto-levels itself to match whatever Yi Qingyun's strongest current skill is. Maximum cap, level 9,999. And then Taichu Jinzu shares one final thing. Yi Qingyun has a senior brother, Duan Shu. He entered the Shenhuan world years ago and never came back. The old emperor doesn't know if he's alive, but there's a chance. He fades. His final words place the weight of world peace directly on Yi Qingyun's shoulders. The last of his presence dissolves into the tower. Yi Qingyun stands alone on floor 100 of Tongkong Tower. 30 million experience floods in from the legacy infusion. He jumps directly to level 50. The 5th job change triggers immediately and delivers a 5th consecutive rank SSS result. Outside the tower, the leaderboard shows floor 100 reached. No one has done this in recorded history. The Shu brothers stare at it in silence. Every other competitor who made it to floor 70 or 80 and thought they had a good run is now recalibrating everything they understood about limits. Yi Qing-yun returns the Tian Kong key, receives confirmation of his achievements, and begins preparing for the national Gao. On the way to the examination hall in Jiang, two rank 5 professional killers hired by the Shurao family ambush him. They are eliminated instantly. One move. He doesn't even slow down. The examination hall. Chaos the moment Yi Qing-yun steps up to the level measurement machine. Level 50. The machine breaks. Programmers never wrote code to handle a Gao candidate at level 50. The examiner calls his superior. The superior calls his superior. The decision comes back. Yi Qing-yun is authorized for Nightmare difficulty, a mode that hasn't been activated in hundreds of years. 3 candidates total reach level 50 this year. All 3 choose Nightmare difficulty. The chief examiners and Lord D's watch the entire exam live. Round 1. Defeat all monsters, fastest time wins. Yi Qing-yun, level 999 fireball, instant cast, finishes in 2.3 seconds. Second place, 24.6 seconds. New all-time record. The crowd tries to process 2.3 seconds. They cannot. Round 2. Defeat high defense, high HP targets, fastest time wins. Yi Qing-yun finishes in 0.6 seconds. The machine breaks again. The chief examiner watching privately. He must have grasped the lightning law, possibly the lightning emperor's legacy. And the wood. Does he have the wood emperor's legacy too? Dual law mastery. Round 3. Withstand the maximum number of attacks. Yi Qing-yun uses wood law defense. The test runs 100 attacks, its maximum setting, and stops not because he's eliminated, but because 100 is literally all it has. He scores 750 points. Full marks. The observers note his real combat power exceeds what the test can measure. Final round. Unleash your strongest attack. Yi Qing-yun produces a physical sword. The chief examiner, a 7th turn saint, feels it before the swing even happens. The sword intent radiating from Yi Qing-yun is something ancient. Something that hasn't existed in this world for hundreds of years. Ian Wangakong is activated. The attack lands. The damage counter tries to record the number. It hits 10 million, its absolute limit, and the system glitches out. The leaderboard briefly shows Lingyu in first place due to a data error. Manual correction is applied. First place, Yi Qing-yun. Damage dealt, 10,000,000 plus. The chief examiner stands up slowly. This is Taichu Jianzu's sword move. After hundreds of years, it has reappeared in the world. The scores are posted. Yi Qing-yun, 1,100 points. The previous all-time record for Baiyu, 150 points. 2 chief examiners swear publicly on their honor that every point is authentic. Yi Qing-yun officially represents Baiyu in the national pinnacle battle. He walks out of the examination hall and says, completely genuinely, I hope the geniuses from the other regions don't disappoint me. At the pinnacle battle venue, 5 champions from across Dasha. The blind swordsman from the central region. Dragon Knight Shireo Yan. Ling Fuang Shao Wuji. A monk who claims to dislike fighting but apparently brought his sword anyway. And Yi Qing-yun. The 4 of them agree, before a single match is called, to eliminate Yi Qing-yun first. Together. Immediately. The monk approaches him with genuine politeness. Benefactor, will you withdraw yourself? Or shall this monk make a move? Yi Qing-yun, come at me. All of you. The blind swordsman draws his blade. The dragon knight levels his spear. The monk abandons his pretense of pacifism. Ling Fuang brings his full power online. They attack simultaneously. And Yi Qing-yun stands there and takes every single hit. When the dust clears, he hasn't moved, hasn't crouched, hasn't deflected anything. Just absorbed 4 of the most powerful attacks in Dasha's young generation and treated it like light rain. Had enough fun hitting me? Now it's my turn. The nation watching the broadcast loses its mind. And then, before anyone can recover, a much larger problem arrives. And it arrives with an army. The 4 regional champions are already staggered. Yi Qing-yun's combined lightning and wood law, fused simultaneously in a way that shouldn't be possible for someone his age, hit all 4 of them in a single exchange. They're not eliminated. But they know. They know. One by one, they step back. the blind swordsman, the dragon knight, the monk, Ling Fuang. Each of them forfeits voluntarily, not from injury, from clarity. They fought him and they understand. This isn't a contest anymore. And then, before the referee can even announce anything, a hidden Shenhuan agent embedded in the crowd makes his move. Fang Qingyong. He's been in Dasha for years, waiting for exactly this kind of moment, when the strongest young talent is gathered in one place, televised nationally, with minimal defensive infrastructure. He attacks. Yong Woody, Dasha's existing strongest, intercepts him immediately. The fight between them is brutal and short. And while it buys time, it also reveals something deeply alarming. Xinghong Mosen has arrived in person. Not a clone, not a projection. Him. And the aura he carries is at the limit of a rank 7 saint. The 4 champions who just voluntarily forfeited to Yi Qingyun feel that aura and make a different decision. Immediately, Mosen extends an offer. Surrender to him. Gain power. Live under the Shenhuan world's protection. The blind swordsman kneels. The dragon knight kneels. The monk kneels. Ling Fuang kneels. All 4 of them. The same people who just fought Yi Qingyun with everything they had. The same people who declared him an opponent worthy of their full power. They kneel to Mosen the moment a larger threat appears. The nation watching the broadcast goes silent. Yi Qingyun stands alone. Yong Woody, burning his life force just to stay on his feet, turns to him. Qingyun, go. I can hold them off. Don't sacrifice yourself in vain. Yi Qingyun looks at the old man, then at Mosen, then at the 4 kneeling champions. He produces the Yuji card, the card given to him for becoming Qinglong Army Commander. The reward from the special mission he accepted specifically for this moment. 1 full month of pre-allocated skill points. 2.592 billion. All of them. Available right now. Mosen watches him and frowns. I feel something. This kid is hiding something. Yi Qingyun allocates everything to Emperor LD. What happens next is not describable through numbers alone. 7 Dharma bodies activate simultaneously. Fire, earth, lightning, ice, wood, undead, sword Dao. Each one at Emperor limit. Each one a separate manifestation of a law mastered to its absolute ceiling. The phenomenon of ascending to Emperor limit, normally triggered by 1 law at a time, as a singular dramatic event, fires 7 times at once. Mosen stares. How many laws has he mastered? Isn't he afraid of exploding? Yi Qingyun is now a 9 revolutions emperor, the youngest in Dasha's recorded history, achieved in days, and carrying 7 emperor limit Dharma bodies simultaneously. Mosen attacks with his half-step limit power. Yi Qingyun receives it, then counters with the Ian Wangakong at full emperor limit power. Mosen's 9-layered Xinghong shield, his ultimate defensive ability, takes the hit. It shatters. Mosen retreats through the spatial rift. His final words. Next time I will tear you to shreds with my own hands. Yi Qingyun watches him go, then looks at the spatial rift still hanging in the air. The system fires a notification. Special mission complete. National top scorer confirmed. Win Fation evolves. New passive, 1,000 skill points per second. 10 times the previous rate. 24-hour total, 86,400,000 skill points per day. Yi Qingyun. Invincible. And I'm not going to argue with him. The aftermath is a circus. Universities show up to recruit him. Dao University, Modi University. Then the dean of Tainyang Academy appears, normally an institution that doesn't recruit Gao candidates at all. The offer, level 60 in 3 days, all Emperor resources provided for free, complete Imperial Path support. Yi Qingyun, I'm already level 60. He pulls out a job change crystal right there in the recruitment area. 6th job change. The final one available. Rank SSS, 6th consecutive SSS result. A new skill unlocks. And the Shanga Beast Egg, the prize for national top scorer, hatches. From it comes Qinglong, one of the 4 divine beasts of legend. Infinite growth potential. An emperor-level creature that contracts with Yi Qingyun on the spot. He names it Xiaoing. Military Commander Yang arrives and overrules every university recruiter with 1 sentence. My word is the rule. He offers Yi Qingyun a nomination to compete for Qinglong Army Commander, Dasha's elite military force. Every member forged through life-or-death missions. The system immediately generates a special mission, become Qinglong Army Commander. Reward, 1 Yuji card. 2.5 billion pre-allocated points. Yi Qing-yun accepts before the commander finishes his sentence. The election process is simple, one-on-one duels. Strongest fist wins. First draw. Yi Qing-yun versus Sherman Min. A peak 8 cycle Heavenly King with Rock Domain ability summons an army of giants, each individually at Heavenly King combat level. Yi Qing-yun activates the Qing Long armament, fusing with his divine beast Mount Xiaoying. Sherman's rock army is crushed. Ian Wangakong ends the match. Second draw. Yi Qing-yun versus the Shirao family patriarch. The man who has been sending assassins. The man who lost both sons. The man who personally entered the competition with one goal: to kill Yi Qing-yun inside the legal framework of a sanctioned tournament. He activates his Emperor domain immediately. Yi Qing-yun breaks it. The patriarch, desperate and cornered, swallows the Padep pill mid-fight and attempts to break through to Emperor rank in real time. Thunder Tribulation descends over the arena. Yi Qing-yun cannot interfere. Disrupting the tribulation would absorb some of its power and actually help the patriarch survive. He watches, waits. The tribulation hits. The patriarch fails the breakthrough. But a failed breakthrough still leaves him as a half-step emperor, power well beyond the Heavenly King limit. He rises from the ground with Emperor's Dharma body partially manifested and points at Yi Qing-yun. A mere half-step emperor who failed, dares to show off in front of me. Yi Qing-yun allocates every accumulated point. Level 5000. Tian 5th Ultimate Form. The 9 Revolutions Emperor Transformation. One finger. Extended casually toward the patriarch. The patriarch is obliterated instantly. Every remaining competitor in the election watches this and forfeits on the spot. One by one. No deliberation. Just immediate, clear-eyed forfeiture. Yi Qing-yun is declared Qinglong Army Commander by default. The Yuji card is received. The 2.592 billion skill points are ready. And from the Shenhuan world, Shenhuan Meijin receives a progress report. Every plan to eliminate Yi Qing-yun has failed. His disciple Mosin was driven back. His embedded agents have been destroyed. His covert teams are dead. Shenhuan Meijin makes a decision. In 3 days, he leads the Shenhuan army personally. He will flatten Dasha himself. The clock is now running. 3 days. And on the other side of that deadline, a god is coming. 3 days. That's how long the world has before Shenhuan Meijin. A being who transcends the emperor's limit, who broke the last generation's finest and required 100 great emperors to burn their lives just to slow him down, arrives to finish what he started. Young Woody knows the math. He's Dasha's current strongest. Peak Heavenly King. And he also knows what a half-step limit realm opponent felt like when Mosin showed up. He knows he cannot stop what's coming. Yi Qing-yun knows it too. Which is why, the moment the Shenhuan Vanguard army arrives under Mosin's personal command, Yi Qing-yun doesn't wait for a speech or a plan or a council meeting. He produces the Yuji card and uses it. 2.592 billion skill points. All of them. Right now, he allocates everything to Emperor LD. The phenomenon that follows is not subtle. 7 Dharma bodies firing simultaneously was already something the world had never seen. What happens now is that Yi Qing-yun pushes past that ceiling. He begins breaking through the Emperor limit. Not toward it, past it. The system warns him. Consuming 2 billion skill points will be required to break the level 999 bottleneck. He does it without hesitation. And beyond the bottleneck, there is no name for what exists. No records. No maps. Just a new realm of power that no human in Dasha's history has ever touched. The undying lightning body activates. Every attack that connects with him begins to regenerate immediately. The Shenhuan army is enormous. The vanguard alone numbers in the thousands. Yi Qing-yun raises the sword. Ian Wangakong, now channeling power from beyond the Emperor limit, sweeps across the vanguard in a single arc. One swing. Thousands of Shenhuan soldiers. Gone. Mosin watches his army dissolve and tries to hold position. He channels his half-step limit power. He has the 9-layered Xinghong shield. He has decades of cultivation. He has everything he built in preparation for this war. Yi Qing-yun fires the sword strike at full power. The Xinghong shield, 9 layers of the most advanced Shenhuan defensive technique, holds for exactly 0 seconds. Mosin falls. The spatial rift, the gateway between Dasha and the Shenhuan world, is still open, still hanging in the air, still connecting the two worlds. Everyone around I Ching-yun understands what it represents. Zhu Xiao steps forward. She wants to go with him. She says it directly. Shenhuan Meijin is a god realm being, beyond the Emperor's limit, and no one should walk into that alone. I Ching-yun, I alone am enough. He steps through the rift. The Shenhuan world. On the other side, Shenhuan Meijin is in the process of devouring a planet, consuming an entire world's worth of energy to push his own power higher. He's interrupted mid-ritual by the arrival of a single human. He looks at I Ching-yun with what might be genuine curiosity. Interesting human. Your strength is impressive. Interested in becoming my subordinate. And then, a figure behind Meijin. A captive. Someone who has been held here for years. Duan Shu. He looks at I Ching-yun with pure shock. Then immediately, junior brother, run. He's fully recovered. You can't defeat him. I Ching-yun doesn't run. For a moment, just a moment, the weight of this scene settles. This is his senior brother. Someone that Taichu Jianzhu mentioned in his final fading moments on floor 100 of Tong Kong Tower. Someone I Ching-yun never met but already made a vow to find. And here he is, alive, imprisoned, telling I Ching-yun to leave him behind and save himself. I Ching-yun answers by not moving. Shenhuan Meijin loses interest in the conversation. Raging fire. Everything shall burn, and I am the only exception. God realm fire erupts across the Shenhuan world. The scale of it is incomprehensible. The kind of attack that ends civilizations. The kind of heat that melts the concept of defense. I Ching-yun stands in it. His beyond emperor limit power, the 7 Dharma bodies, the undying lightning body, the wood law regeneration, holds against a god's attack. Meijin recalibrates. This child possesses the potential of an emperor. He actually combined the laws of lightning and wood together. He must be eliminated. Now, he attacks with full divine power. I Ching-yun meets it with Ian Wangakong. The sword intent, level 9999 automatch skill channeling beyond emperor power, is not an attack. It is a statement. It says, every law you know, every power you have built, every century of existence you used to reach this level, none of it matters right now. The 100,000 Thunder Strike releases simultaneously. Shenhuan Meijin, for the first time and longer than anyone in Dasha can remember, is on the defensive. Then losing ground. Then losing. He attempts a final counter. It doesn't land. Ian Wangakong strikes. The Shenhuan Meijin, the god who was going to flatten Dasha in 3 days, is defeated. The Shenhuan world shakes. The army that was assembled to invade Dasha collapses without its leader. The dimensional threat that has haunted this world for generations, that required 100 emperors to sacrifice themselves to slow it down even once, ends here. At the hands of a boy who awakened his powers less than a week ago, Duan Shu is freed. The two of them stand in the wreckage of the Shenhuan world. The senior brother who has been a prisoner here for years. The junior brother who came alone to get him back. Neither of them says anything dramatic. No long speech. No tearful breakdown. Duan Shu just looks at I Ching-yun, takes him in fully, and says quietly, I never imagined you would not only surpass our master, but save everything. I Ching-yun, it's all over. Duan Shu, a new story has just begun. And that's where the story ends. Not with a celebration. Not with a parade. Not with the school officials who called him trash coming back to apologize. It ends with 2 brothers standing in the silence of a defeated god's domain, and the quiet acknowledgement that whatever comes next will be bigger than anything that came before. Think about what just happened. A boy who was publicly called trash at his awakening ceremony, dumped by his girlfriend, expelled by his school, mocked by an entire city, spent less than 1 week growing from the absolute lowest rank in existence to a power level beyond anything the world had ever recorded. He cleared dungeons that nearly killed full teams of trained professionals. He unlocked 6 consecutive rank SSS job changes. He inherited the legacy of the greatest emperor in history. He scored 1,100 points on a national exam, where the previous record was 150. He defeated 4 national champions simultaneously. He became the commander of Dasha's elite military force. He broke past the emperor's limit. And he walked alone into the realm of a god, and came back with his senior brother. Every 100 skill points per second. Every allocated point. Every bottleneck broken. Every moment where the world said impossible and I Ching Yun said interesting. This is what it looks like when trash becomes legend. Not by being given a chance, but by earning infinity 1 second at a time. If this story hit different, drop a like and subscribe for more. Comment who your favorite moment was below. We've got more where this came from.